Hello children, today we are going to study Class 8 Social Studies, Chapter 10 Landlords and Tenants under the British and the Nizam. Under this we are going to study one of the subtopic, the Ryotwari system in Madras 1792 to 1827. In my previous video I have explained you about the permanent settlement and what were the results of permanent settlement. In today's class, in today's video, we are going to study about the Ryotwari system in Madras 1792 to 1827. The Ryotwari system. By the early 19th century, many of the company officials were convinced that the system of revenue collection had to be changed again. How could revenues be fixed permanently at a time when the company needed more money to meet its expenses of administration and investments in trade? So here children, as I said you, we have studied about permanent settlement. What is permanent settlement? According to Cornwallis, who was the Governor General, the zamindars has to collect the fixed amount of money from the farmers and they have to pay the fixed amount of money to the British government every year. But you have seen it was one of the failure because in the initial stages the zamindars became the defaulters, but at the later stage we have seen that as they brought some changes, the farmers were able to cultivate more number of crops and they were able to make the profits. But as per the agreement, as per the permanent settlement, fixed amount of money was paid by the peasants to the zamindars and zamindars to the British government. So the company officials, they were not getting benefited. So in the early 19th century, the company wanted to change the system of revenue collection again. So they wanted to start this Ryotwari system. Why? What was the reason why they wanted to change the system? The reason here was the company needed more amount of money. Company refers here to the British company, children, the East India Company. You know that East India Company was the company of Britishers. They need more amount of money to maintain the army, to do trade with the other countries and for various other purposes. So they decided how can company be able to fix the amount of money permanently when the company is in needing more amount of money. The districts of Baleri, Anantapur, Kadapa and Kannur were ceded to the British by the Nizam on account of that in maintaining the British contingent. So here children, here you can see Bareilly, Anantapur, Kadapa and Kannur were given under the control of British by the Nizam because they became the debtors in maintaining the British contingent when they were dependent upon. So this area is known as Rayalaseema region. So this Baleri, Anantapur, Kadapa and Kannur were taken away by the Britishers. The control of these districts were given under the British by the Nizams because they became the debtors over there. They were unable to pay the amount. So at that time children, Thomas Munro was the principal collector of tax. Now as he has to collect the tax, at that time the ceded districts were in complete anarchy. Ceded the districts, that is the Baleri, Anantapur, Kadapa and Kannur, which were given under the British control, were in complete anarchy. Anarchy is there is no government. Absence of government was there. There was no one who was to maintain the people. There were 8 pedigars or petty chiefs in this area. They resisted the imposition of British rule and indulged in constant war and looting. So here children, as there was absence of government, The chiefs over there, the Peligars over there, they don't want the imposition of British in their areas. So these petty chiefs or the Peligars, they used to look after the people. So as they imposed British rule in these districts, they don't want to have the Britishers in their places. So they were in constant war and looting. They used to make the lootings. Munro first subdued the Peligars, disbanded their armed followers. After restoring law and order, Munro commenced his work of survey and revenue settlement. In the first stage, children, Thomas Munro, he brought the complete law and order over there, because there was absence of government, that is anarchy prevailed over there. So first he brought everything. These Peligars were disbanded. Along with these Peligars, some of the followers were there who used to constantly make wars, or they used to make lootings. So first all these things were removed. Then he commenced his survey and revenue settlement, how to pay the revenue. He realized that there were no zamindars in south like in northern India. Instead, there were close-knit peasants communities in Andhra and Tamil country who held the land, cultivated it, and paid revenue. Recognizing the importance of the peasants, he devised the Ryotwari system, which was introduced in the entire South India and later in Western India. So here, children, he understood, like in the northern India, there was a system wherein the zamindars used to collect the tax from the peasants and they used to pay it to the government. But here, there were no responsible zamindars who has to collect the tax and pay it to the government. So recognizing all these things, what he has done, he devised, that is, he started the system of revenue he started the Ryotwari system, which was introduced in the South India first, and later on it has passed to the Western India too. Now let us study what is Ryot. Ryot means a cultivator who cultivates the land. The Ryotwari system means peasants' tenure. Tenure refers to the term or the period. It was decided to collect revenue from actual cultivators or the owners of the land who either worked on the land themselves or got the lands cultivated by others. So here, children, according to this Ryotwari system, Thomas Munro, the principal collector of revenue, he decided that instead of collecting the tax from the farmers, who were the tenants, some of them they used to work on their land, so he decided that from the actual cultivators, that is either the actual cultivators or the owners of the land, they have to pay the tax to the British government. After this settlement, the peasant cultivating the land was identified, the field was identified, and a survey number was given to every piece of land, fixing the legal ownership. So as I said you before, children, Thomas Munro, first he has maintained the law and order, then he has done a survey. As per the survey, children, the land was identified, that is how much, what is the area of land, whose land belongs to this person, or who is the owner of this piece of land, and the complete numbers were given to the land and the ownership was given to. In this way, he has done the survey. Then the yield, price situation, market conditions and the crop cultivated was taken into account to decide the tax per year. But before the market conditions and the crop cultivated was taken into account to decide the tax per year. But before the cultivators commenced in 1801 and 2, Munro made necessary advances to the ryots to purchase seeds, implements, bullocks, and to repair the old wells or dig new ones. He argued He argued that the British government should act as a father figure protecting the riots. This proved very effective, and that year saw a bumper crop and very good revenue collection. This confirmed that Munro's approach was right. So here children, first he has made the survey, then he brought some of the changes in agriculture field. That is, first he found out what is the yield, how much quantity they are able to cultivate. Then what is the price situation, what are the market conditions, and the crop cultivated was taken into account. Before he commenced his method, Munro, what he has done, he has given some of the advance payment to the farmers to buy the seeds, to buy the implements, to buy the bullocks, and to repair the old wells, or if at all if they don't have the wells, they can dig the new wells. He even argued with the British government, saying that we should act as the father figure protecting the riots, because unless and until we bring improvement in the agriculture field, we are not going to earn the tax properly. So in this way, in order to increase the revenue from the farmers, Thomas Munro brought many changes in agriculture field, and that year was called as the bumper year. Because of the changes that he has brought, they were able to cultivate more amount of crops, and later on Thomas Munro's approach was correct. This proved very effective, and that year was a bumper crop and very good revenue collection. This confirmed that Munro's approach was right. Whatever method he has adopted, like first he has brought law and order, then he started maintaining the British army, then later stage he said that instead of collecting the tax from each farmer, we have to collect from the actual cultivator or from the owners. Then he brought some of the settlements, like he identified the lands, then he has given numbers to those lands, area was decided, and who was the owner of the land was also known. Then later on children, he came to know about the yield, he came to know about the price situation, market conditions, and considering all these things, he brought some of the changes. That is, Munro made necessary changes, like first he gave some of the amount to the farmers for purchasing seeds, implements, bullocks, and to repair the old wells, or to dig the new wells. He also said the British government, he also made arguments with the British government, saying that unless and until we do investment in bringing improvement in agriculture field, we cannot get more amount of revenue. So later on children, it was confirmed that whatever method that was adopted by Thomas Munro was right one. Hope all of you have understood. Thank you for watching this video.